Well, hey guys, Dave here. So it's been, 3 months or 4 months since I made my last Forrest Fenn treasure hunt video, and finally it's gotten time so I can get out. So let me start this off. The place that I believe the treasure's at is north of Santa Fe, but what I mean north of Santa Fe, it's right around Santa Fe. And the reason I believe this is because a couple years ago, Forrest Fenn posted on Chase Chat. There was a long thread going, and he posted about middle way through the thread. I'm getting dizzy. I need some extra strength Tylenol. And can you send it to me? And then he gives his address, his post office box number, and then he says, to my knowledge, he spells knowledge wrong for some reason. This is still my P.O. box number. My other one, I had to halt when hot water poured out of my hot water heater onto the cold floor. So what happens when you put hot water onto a cold floor? You get warm water. And he used the word halt. So I think that Santa Fe is where, close to Santa Fe is where he hid the treasure. So here, you'll see on this map, this is a map of Santa Fe. Okay, I put FG, that's his gallery. And then down here, 1061 Old Santa Fe Trail Drive is where his house is. So I put FH for Fenn's house. Okay. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, well, you know, Dave, he said that the treasure was at least 8.25 miles north of Santa Fe. Well, if you use the map and you kind of do a middle place between where his work and his house is, and you go up to this place where I believe the treasure is, it actually, on Google measurements, it's about 2.25 miles. And then you get to this area which is called 2 Mile Pond. So you take 2.22 plus 2.5, that's 4.25. And then if you look up here a little bit further, you see 4 Mile Pond. So you got 2 plus 2.5 plus 2.25. Then plus, that equals 4.25, plus the other 4, that's 8.25. So here you have it. And also, if you look at it, you begin it where warm water halts, which I believe Santa Fe, because that's the place where he wants to be buried. That's the place he loved. His wife said that he danced around his hat when they moved to Santa Fe. That's where he made his fortune, and he made all his famous friends and became famous himself. And then taking in the canyon down. Well, if you look at this, you have Canyon Road, which all of a sudden turns into Upper Canyon Road. Down, up, down. Not too far, but too far to walk. 2.25 miles. Put in below the home of Brown, which I believe is the Randall Davey house, which is now the bird sanctuary. And also, if you do some research about Randall Davey, you'll find out that he won a prestigious art award for a subject that he painted called The Girl in Brown. Okay, also, the history of the Randall Davey house, it was the first actual sawmill built in Santa Fe. And the reason they built it there is because they were cutting wood to build a fort. And so now he says here, there's no place for the meek, so I believe this is where you enter the forest. And he says the end is ever drawing nigh, so you're almost to the end. And now he says there'll be no paddle up your creek. So I believe this is the Santa Fe River. And the reason why there'll be no paddle up your creek is because if you go against the water going back up, back in the old days, you would have ran into heavy loads and water high. Heavy loads being lumber that was cut there. Water high being the water wheel that serviced the sawmill that cut the lumber. And then now he says, if you've been wise and found the blaze. I believe that the blaze is the sun. And why I believe this is because in a question that somebody asked Fenn, they asked him if he got a measurement off the blaze from the blaze to the treasure. And he said, well, I didn't take a radial off of it. Radial, R-A-D-I-A-L, radial. And so that was kind of curious to me why he would say a radial, because radial, you think of like a round or circumference. So I did some research, and I found out since Fenn was a pilot, pilots, when their instruments have gone out or they've had difficulty with their instruments, they use a thing called radial vectoring. And that's where they use like the sun or the moon or stars to know their location to be able to fly their plane in case they're having instrument issues. So I believe that when he said radial, I think he was referring to the sun. So I started looking in this area and I was like, well, what on the ground could relate to the sun? Well, I found that there's an old spring there called Aztec Spring. And anybody who knows anything about the Aztecs worshipped the sun. And they even had this famous sun wheel. And so I believe that the treasure is at Aztec Spring. So this is my boots on the ground. And tell me what you think. Am I crazy? Am I not? This is David. Check it out. Bye. Alright guys, so that right there is what I believe the House of Brown is. So now it's time for No Place for the Meek. We got to enter the forest. This is where I believe Forrest parked. And then he just went down this trail. So now we've come down to what I believe is the Vino Paddle Up Your Creek. So here's the creek, which is the Santa Fe River. And the reason there's no paddle up your creek, because of heavy loads and water high. Because at one time at the Randall Davy house over there, they had a sawmill. Heavy loads was the lumber, water high is the water wheel that powers the sawmill. So what we're looking for now will be the Aztec Spring. This should be back this way. And the reason why I'm saying Aztec Spring is because if you've been wise and found the blaze is the sun. And what relates to the blaze on the ground? Aztec Spring. Aztecs worship the sun. I'm sure you've seen that sun wheel. So I believe the treasure is this way. And as you can see, even though we're not that far away from Santa Fe, this is the woods, buddy. So I'm going to turn this off so I can use my GPS to make sure I find the right place. So let's see if we can find the treasure. Well, we seem to have come across a circle out here. Well, I'll check this out in more detail when I come back. But I think I need to keep on going. So, see, there's no paddle up this creek because it's dry. So let's keep going. So out here we came across another little curious thing. Could this be the blaze? You've been wise and found the blaze. Look quickly down. I feel like I'm on the right path, but I just don't know. I seen something white. It's just snow. Well, let's keep going. Maybe we'll find a bigger blaze. Well, as you can see, I made it to the spring. Aztec Spring. Aztec sun worshippers. The blaze. The sun. Okay. Hey, it's up there. Hey, look around this area real careful, because this is it. Where could you have hit it, Forrest? Oh. It's gotta be around here. I gotta turn this off and go look. Well, guys, I went up to that thing. A lot of rocks and stuff. It seems like that's where the spring starts, but I didn't see anything. I know the treasure's here. Just don't know where. You can see there's the water coming out of the spring. So I made it to the Aztec Spring. But where he might have hidden it, Jesus. I don't know, man. It's starting to rain and snow on me. Good, I was dying of hot. Well, guys, I really believe this is a blaze. A lot of burnt looking rocks and stuff, trees. But I look down, I don't see nothing. Oh, shit. Well, this will be my last trip. I gotta go back to Texas. So, if you guys want to come check out this spot, feel free. Maybe you'll get rich, find the treasure. This is David, Zoe Zizzles. I'm out of here. Well, hey guys, it's Dave. I went ahead and climbed back up here on top of this spring just to look a little bit closer. And look what's in the tree right there. Jawbone or something. There you go. Well, oh, let me turn around. I'm sitting on top of this spring now. The Aztec Spring. Come on, Forrest. Where's your treasure at, buddy? Can't believe that we're this close to Santa Fe. Feel like we're 100 miles out in the woods. Oh, Forrest. As you can see, there's water running right there. I know it's got to be around here somewhere. Well, guys, let me look closer. Well, guys, as I take a break for a minute, could that white bush right there on the top of the Aztec Spring be the blaze? A blaze of white? Mountains behind? I just don't know. It's beautiful out here, but I don't know. Could that be the blaze? We look quickly down. There's my little jawbone over there. God, I feel like this is the spot. Let's keep looking. Well, as you can see, guys, I definitely found the spring. Ugh. See the water dripping out. Aztec sun worshippers. The Aztec spring. It's like, where could the treasure be? Ugh. Ow, my leg. Oh. Whew. Well, we definitely found the spring, but I'm not seeing the treasure anywhere. Well, guys, doesn't look buried or hid back up in here anywhere. Well, wherever you hit it, Forrest, you hit it good. But this will probably be my last trip to New Mexico for a long time. I get home and we're buying a house. But it'd been nice to find the treasure and make a couple bucks on top of it. Well, that's it for me, guys. Happy searching. Thank you.